Hello, and thank you for watching this webinar about the Archaeological Achievement Awards, celebrating excellence in archaeology. The purpose of the Archaeological Achievement Awards are to advance the public education in the study and practice of archaeology in all its aspects in the UK and Ireland. The awards are committed to recognising significant contributions to knowledge and the importance of research, professional standards and excellence. We also aim to showcase the involvement of local communities, the effective dissemination and presentation of archaeological knowledge, and they focus on more sustainable approaches. We are now in the third year of running the awards. In 2021, they were hosted in Scotland, and in 2022 in Dublin, Ireland. This year, the awards ceremony will be held in England before moving on to Wales in 2024 and Northern Ireland in 2025. Archaeology, when done collaboratively, meaningfully, and with self-reflection, has the power to improve the mental and physical well-being of its participants. It can also be an avenue for welcoming newcomers to a community and promoting social cohesion. And it can strengthen connections to a shared historic landscape, thus creating a common cause for its relevance today. To reflect this, the Archaeological Awards have several cross-cutting themes that aim to help us consider the wider challenges and opportunities archaeology needs to address to demonstrate its public value. The judges will be looking to see how nominations reflect these cross-cutting themes. And the cross-cutting themes are as follows: equity, diversity, and inclusion. Nominations should demonstrate a positive and active contribution to the promotion of equality, diversity, and inclusion, and how this has been built into a project from its inception. EDI ensures fair treatment and opportunity for all. It aims to eradicate prejudice and discrimination on the basis of an individual or group or an individual's protected characteristics. The second cross-cutting theme is health and well-being. Nominations should demonstrate a contribution to health and well-being in any of the 5 ways to well-being set out by the new economic foundation. And they are: connect with people around you, be active, take notice, be curious, keep learning, and finally, to give, to do something nice for someone. Our third cross-cutting theme is collaboration. This can be across commercial, academic, or public spheres of archaeology. And nominations should demonstrate collaborative working across at least 2 of those, i.e. commercial, academic, or public archaeology. Alternatively, projects should be able to evidence collaborative working with partners from other areas, such as the natural environment, or health and well-being, or arts and culture. The fourth cross-cutting theme is place shaping or place making. Nominations should demonstrate how archaeology has contributed to the process of place shaping in the work of the project, organisation, or individual concerned. Place shaping or place making is a process through which places that people want to live in, work in, or explore are created, managed, enhanced, and looked after. And the final cross-cutting theme is innovation. Nominations should demonstrate how innovative approaches and techniques have influenced the outcome of the project. Now, importantly, we have a slight change for this year's process. This year, nominations will be required to demonstrate how they have addressed just the equity, diversity, and inclusion cross-cutting theme and one other. Okay, so equity, diversity, and inclusion are mandatory. One other cross-cutting theme can be selected from the list. This is for all categories, with the exception of the Early Career Archaeologist Award, which just needs to demonstrate how they have addressed one cross-cutting theme. And I'll come back to the Early Career Archaeologist Award later in my presentation. Let's move on to the award categories. There are 5 award categories, and in 2023, we're delighted to introduce a new award, Archaeology and Sustainability. This award replaces the Archaeological Innovation Award, with innovation, as I've mentioned, now being incorporated into the cross-cutting themes. So the categories are as follows: public dissemination or presentation, engagement and participation, early career archaeologist, learning, training and skills, archaeology and sustainability. Nominations should relate to the activities and projects that were active or completed within the last 3 years. Projects can be ongoing, but need to demonstrate how they are delivering long-term impact, including how that impact will be evaluated. Previous winners or highly commended nominations will not be eligible to resubmit a nomination relating to that winning or highly commended project or individual for 3 years. An individual or organisation may submit nominations for other related projects during that time. So let's have a look at the individual awards now in slightly more detail. So the first award is public dissemination or presentation. This category can include books, publications, exhibitions, film, social media, or presentations. It can relate to a specific site, a specific artifact, a place, or a wider landscape. Or it can relate to a combination of those. Nominated projects should show how they meet the following criteria: accessibility to diverse audiences, how they enhance public understanding, how they involve creativity and innovative design and production, and how they use multi-format outputs where appropriate. So you can nominate a standalone book, but again, we're trying to see how a book might also sit next to other activities. The second award is engagement and participation. This award focuses on broadening participation in archaeology in all its forms, and it's not limited to on-site delivery or activities. Projects nominated can be on the ground or virtual, and engagement can be through a single event or a package of activities. Emphasis should be on the quality of the participants' experience and the depth of engagement, rather than the number of people taking part. We would like to know how the impact of the work has been evaluated and how you have responded to feedback from participants. Nominated projects should show how they've met the following criteria. 1, they offer high quality engagement for participants. 2, they include an element of co-production. 3, volunteers are given opportunities to participate in delivery. And 4, sustainability and legacy are built into the project. Our third award is the Early Career Archaeologist. This is the only award where nominations must be submitted by a third party, i.e., you can't self-nominate. So a third party must nominate an individual. This award highlights the contribution of an early career archaeologist. This could include contributions to archaeological work or research, to dissemination, or the wider contribution to the workplace or project. For the purpose of this award, early career is defined as an individual studying or undertaking entry-level training, or in the first 8 years of employment as an archaeologist. This can be after a career break or after a career change and is not restricted by age. Nominations should demonstrate why the individual is considered an early career archaeologist. And nominations should show how the individuals have met the following criteria. 1, has made a demonstrable contribution either through a body of work over the last 2 years or through a specific piece of work. This could include contributions to archaeological work or research, dissemination, volunteering, or a wider contribution to the workplace or project. And 3, they have developed their skills and knowledge. 4, they have shown leadership, commitment, and a passion for archaeology. Okay, on to our fourth award. This is learning, training and skills. This award celebrates training, learning and skills across academic, public and commercial archaeology. Nominations should demonstrate how the method of delivery moves beyond traditional lectures and presentations and utilizes engaging learning mechanisms. Nominations should show how training and learning has sought and used feedback from participants to improve program design and take into account user needs. Nominated projects should show how they meet the following criteria. 1, they are clearly evidenced and they have clearly evidenced need and targeted outcomes. They demonstrate innovative delivery. They incorporate engaging and/or inclusive learning, and they're designed to deliver transferable skills and long-term impact and a culture of lifelong learning, or CPD. As I mentioned previously, our fifth award had been Archaeological Innovation. We've dropped this and made it into a cross-cutting theme. And instead, we have an award called Archaeology and Sustainability. This award will celebrate how archaeology is addressing issues around sustainability. This can include the contribution of archaeology to sustainable development or approaches to making archaeological projects more sustainable. Projects should demonstrate how they are addressing the aspirations of the United Nations Sustainability Goals by selecting at least one goal which is most closely aligned with the focus of their work or project, e.g. quality education, Goal 4, infrastructure, Goal 9, or climate action, Goal 13. The nominated project should show how they meet the following criteria. 1, the project addresses at least one of the UN sustainability goals. 2, the project shows leadership and commitment to developing a sustainable future for archaeology. I'll give you some examples on this occasion. A project may have implemented sustainable transport strategies for getting staff to site or to reduce the carbon footprint of their on-site machinery. A project may demonstrate how research helps us understand the implications of climate change, such as new research into our peat uplands or coastal erosion. A project may demonstrate how archaeology can help contribute to sustainable development. Most importantly, like all of our awards, it's actually up for the person making the nomination to say why their project fits the criteria. Okay, so you need to think really clearly about that and then set out your application. And I'll show you the application forms in a moment, which will help you see how you can do that. All of the winners of the 5 individual awards are put forward to the Outstanding Achievement Award. The category winners will be assessed against the cross-cutting themes and the overall judge's impression to decide who will be the winner of the Outstanding Archaeological Achievement Award. Okay, so there's no nomination needed for that. Literally, it's just the winners of each of the 5 individual categories. Right, how to nominate. Nomination needs to be completed by 12 p.m. noon on Friday, the 15th of September, and you can go to the CBA website to find all the information, the categories, and the additional guidance notes and supporting information. Each category has its own application form, and it is a simple, downloadable Word format document. And literally for each of them, you are then given specific guidance on how actually to apply. So you get the background, you get the criteria, and then you get asked a series of very straightforward questions. And each time you will get a word count, and you will get information on whether those words are going to be scored or unscored. And I'll explain what that means. So we ask you to provide a brief description of the project nominated for use in promotion and publicity. It's 50 words. It's not scored, but it's what somebody will probably read out when they're introducing your nomination if you've been shortlisted. Okay, and it's what we will use on website material and the such like. We ask the same about how the project was organized. We give you 100 words and it's unscored. Okay. But if we look down to how the project meets the criteria, what we will do is we will set out how many words and what score you will get for that particular element. All nominations are scored out of a total of 100. Okay, so for this one, the project addresses at least one of the UN sustainability goals. Gives you your word count, and then it says that particular block of text can score a maximum of 30 out of the 100. Okay, so this can help you see the relative values that are there. The project shows leadership and commitment to delivering a sustainable future for archaeology. 400 words, and it's scored out of 30. And that's the same for each of the nominations. It's set out like that. It says explicitly how many words and how many points you will score when the judges are actually looking at it. You will also be asked to address the cross-cutting themes. So please, can you tell us how you've addressed equity, diversity, and inclusion? You get 400 words, and that scores 20. How do you address one of the other cross-cutting themes? Again, 400 words, and helps. We set out you'll score a further 20 for that category. Okay, and just to remind you, we have the mandatory equity, diversity, and inclusion cross-cutting theme, and then we have the optional ones: health and well-being, collaboration, commercial, academic, or public, innovation, and place shaping or placemaking. The application form will also ask for some supporting information. Okay. Now, we limit this to up to 3 pieces of supporting information. That is because any more, and it's almost unwieldy for the judges to be able to look at everything. So we're wanting you to be really focused about what you include. You may include a film clip of up to 2 minutes, or quotes or testimonies up to 500 words and provided as a single document. Or you can provide a single web link. Supporting information should only be provided to illustrate the information provided within the nomination form. If more than 3 pieces of information are submitted, the judges will only look at a maximum of 3, up to the specified word limits. And again, what we actually ask you to do is be really specific about saying what you have submitted, because again, the more direction you can give to the judges, the more likely they are to actually look at what you want them to. Okay. We also ask that you submit up to 4 high-resolution images. These will be used to support your application, but will also be used in promotion and publicity. Okay, so these should be accompanied by image descriptions and details of who to credit for each image. And again, we've provided a simple way where you can add in your file name and you can add in your image description, and then when you email everything over to us, you can create the link to actually do that. Okay, so this is ultimately what you're allowed to do: 3 pieces of supporting images and up to 4 photographs. Okay, your photographs can be things like screenshots if you want them to be. Yeah, so again, if you're presenting a platform or something like that, you know, how you provide your photograph, or, you know, it might be your platform in use. Just to reiterate, deadline for applications is 12 p.m. on Friday, the 15th of September. Nomination forms should be sent to the email address awards@archaeologyuk.org, and file transfers should be sent to the same place, clearly stating the name of your nominated project or individual in that email. Please make sure all file names clearly include the name of the nominated project or individual. What then happens? Sorry, that's just the slide on the deadline date, 12 p.m., Friday, the 15th of September. After the nominations come together, there's a 2-stage judging process. All of the nominations will be assessed by a minimum of 3 different judges. And from there, each award will have a short list of entries drawn up. Okay. Once we have the short list for each award category, they will then be marked by separate groups of judges. So the judges get organized into different groups with a different category of award, and they will go away and judge the shortlisted entries in detail. So it's a two-stage process. We have judges from across the UK and Ireland who will be helping out with that process. The reason why we have a two-stage process like that is to manage numbers, but also to ensure that we can make the shortlisted entries publicly available as soon as possible, so that people can then actually make arrangements to attend the awards ceremony at the end of November, which I'll come on to in a minute. Okay, and then there are numerous opportunities for people to discuss any sponsorship opportunities they would like to have around the awards with us. So if you're interested in that, please do contact me separately. Now, there are a couple of really important aspects about the awards that we like to highlight. Firstly, the Archaeological Achievement Awards are supported by the Chartered Institute of Archaeologists, the Institute of Archaeologists of Ireland, and the Association of Local Government Archaeologists in the UK. The CBA and these leading bodies in archaeology in the UK and Ireland are committed to promoting high standards of archaeological practice in the service of the public. The judging criteria aim to showcase how archaeology delivers on their core mission to provide value for society and an environment, and create a positive impact from the work of archaeologists. The challenge for archaeology is that in many ways, the work we undertake, our investigations, are destructive. What we touch and how we interpret it can enrich and sustain society, but it can also damage and offend. We collectively believe in the value and sensitivity of what we do. At all times, we need to work ethically with expertise and restraint to shared standards. The Archaeological Achievement Awards are committed to recognizing professional standards and excellence. Nominations which cannot demonstrate ethical good practice and standards may be disqualified from the awards. In the event of concerns being raised about any nomination, the judging panel will refer to the principles, codes, and standards set out by the Chartered Institute for Archaeologists and/or the Institute of Archaeologists Ireland in reaching any decision. Okay, just to recap then. Nominations will close at 12 p.m. on Friday, the 15th of September. That's a week tomorrow. The awards ceremony will be on the evening of Friday, the 24th of November at the De Grey Rooms in York. We hope you have found this presentation useful, and that if you have any questions, then please do contact us via the email awards.archaeologyuk.org. Thank you.